Allah blessed me to hear Islam. I got a brother here who used to work with me in the early 60s. And when Malcolm left the nation, we had to make a conscious decision, Brother Maker, whether we were going with Malcolm or whether we were going to stay with the nation. And it was Malcolm that kept us with the nation. When Malcolm said to us, I don't care what you see somebody else do, you stick with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he's the man. And when Malcolm said that, that's why tons of brothers just didn't leave the mosque. We all loved Malcolm. We looked up to him, his brilliance, his ability to get into the hearts and souls of people, his ability to organize and send young brothers out. And whatever they knew, he said, teach what you know. That's all you have to teach. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be somebody who went to the great Islamic universities in Saudi Arabia or Syria or the Emirates or Kuwait. All you have to do is teach what you know, because our job is to redeem our people from the mess that white America made out of. And Malcolm was on that case, so we loved it. But when he left the nation, he told us to stay with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and we belong to an organization that obeyed the leaders that are in front of us, and that was his last instruction. We were taught to go after our people. We were taught that our people had been robbed of the knowledge of themselves, and that if you could give them Islam, it would wake them up. And so that's what we did, and we fished, and we did it sincerely. But one of the foreign Muslims told me at an Islamic center, because some of the members of the Nation of Islam, followers of Imam Muhammad, who had problems with their imams and their ministers, but Islam was in their heart looking for a new place to worship. He told me that, look, Akbar, we didn't set this center up to do the work of da'wah among your people. Very difficult. We set this center up so that we could hold on to our culture, that our children would have a place to grow up in an Islamic environment, and a place we could go and pray. Now, they were being perfectly honest with me. In other words, the challenge of the black community is a little too much for us. You know, I mean, we can barely deal with them in our stores that we work at, and if they come in our community. So there's problematic. Black people become problematic with other people. So the Muslims, and if all you have to do is, if you could go throughout this country and see these big, beautiful mosques that the foreign Muslims have built everywhere. Why isn't it that they don't say, look, and these are rich people. In St. Louis, where I live, the richest people in that town are basically the Muslims, because they have taken over the doctors, the medical profession. And the white doctors who were in the inner city have moved out, and the foreign Muslim doctors, mainly from Pakistan and some Arabs, they dominate the medical field. And they're smart, they study it. And you go to them for your services, even dentists now. You would think that if they believed in the Sunnah of the Prophet, and they saw this budding community of Muslims that is 83 years old in America, that they said, well, let's help them with a school. It's better for me to help them with a school in their community than for them to send them all out here and me try to deal with them. But they don't do that. I mean, they don't do it. They may give you some money for something, but they don't come into this community, say, tear this building down and build a beautiful mosque with a school on the back and a community center with the millions of dollars that they have. So it's a problem. And you have to wake up and realize that it's real. But there's a cultural difference. We come from a different culture. And as long, when I accept Islam, as long as my culture doesn't violate the principles of Islam, it's all right. Our people are in trouble. I mean, look at the state of Florida. Look what's happening with these killers. The sister who went to jail. It's on the front of your paper. Trayvon Martin. What happened in Fort Pierce. Florida now has become a battleground with this stand your ground. And if you look at the mistreatment of the people, and the reason they can continue to do it because we refuse to unify. We need to take a page from Martin Luther King and Adam Clayton Powell. If you don't know who Adam Clayton Powell is, Google it. He was a preacher and a congressman from New York City. He called a boycott on 125th Street. Because all of the stores down there hide nothing. No black people work there, but we spend all our money there. Adam Clayton Powell called that boycott, and he brought those white folks to their knees. It wasn't just the bus ride, Rosa Parks on the bus. What it was is that the boycott of the bus and the boycott of the businesses in Montgomery made the white people capitulate. All of those real hardcore racists and policemen, they didn't have a concept about economy. And when these white people begin to suffer business-wise and businesses with strength, then they begin to push that we got to lighten up on these black folks. We got to make a concession. Let them sit anywhere in the bus. Right. Just get the buses back on the road. Let them do that so that they can come downtown and continue to shop. So we need to take a page from that in the state of Florida. Right. The mistreatment of black people in Florida, just take a Burger King or McDonald's, say that we got black people that not only going to boycott bringing conventions in, but we're not going into Burger King or McDonald's. Brother brought up to me, there's black McDonald's owners and you hurt them. Then what we'll do is we'll give them an exception. If you just got to eat a McDonald's, food bad for your health, then you drive 20 miles to a black owner of a McDonald's. But when McDonald's see the power that black people have and the amount of McDonald's that we buy, don't worry, they will run an ad in the paper saying Trayvon Martin's case was a miscarriage of justice. He was shot down, a young 17-year-old boy, in cold blood by this, what's his name again? Zimmerman, a white boy, trying to pass off as a Hispanic, his mother or father. He's just a white boy who killed a young black man.